Effective October 1st, 2025, National Commercial Bank, NCB, has initiated a significant adjustment to the cash access rules across the Multilink ABM network, a change that will impact all bank customers using the shared system. The core of the change is a sharp reduction in the withdrawal limit per transaction, which is now capped at 50,000 Jamaican dollars for all cards across all banks, creating a major new point of friction for the public. While the overall daily limit remains at 100,000 Jamaican dollars per card per day across the Multilink network, the new rule forces customers to perform a minimum of 2 separate transactions, and often more due to dispensing limits, to get the full amount. This inconvenience comes with a narrative of deep frustration. For the Jamaican worker who toils relentlessly, saving their hard-earned money, the bank's repeated policy of limiting the ease of access makes it feel as if they are merely holding the funds hostage, compelling them to line up twice and waste valuable time just to get their own resources. This move, framed by the bank as a security measure, is widely viewed by the public as an extra burden on the shoulders of the very people the bank is supposed to serve. These recurring restrictions on cash and digital access from financial institutions like NCB are not happening in isolation. They appear to be a silent but critical supporting factor for the government's broader push toward a digital, cashless economy heavily anchored by the National Identification System, NIDS. The implementation of NIDS, which provides a secure, digital identity, is consistently promoted as the foundational infrastructure required to enable and simplify secure digital financial transactions, including the use of the central bank digital currency, JAM-DEX. By continuously limiting the amount of physical cash that citizens can easily use or withdraw, the environment is being subtly engineered to make digital payments the most convenient, if not the only practical, option for large or frequent transactions, thereby paving the smooth, well-lit path for universal NIDS adoption and the eventual removal of physical currency as the primary medium of exchange. Jamaica's ambitious push towards a cashless system, relying on the foundational security and identity verification provided by the National Identification System, NIDS, and the widespread adoption of its central bank digital currency, JAM-DEX, faces significant hurdles that question its current feasibility. While the groundwork appears set with high mobile phone penetration and growing internet connectivity, the cultural and infrastructural realities on the ground tell a different story. Crucially, a large segment of the population, particularly the rural and elderly, retains a deep, historical preference for physical cash, driven by a lack of digital literacy and an underlying distrust of the formal financial system. This social barrier is compounded by persistent technical and reliability issues, as business owners across the island frequently report that their point-of-sale POS card terminals malfunction or fail due to unstable internet and poor service, making cash the only dependable means of transaction. Until these twin challenges, bridging the digital skills gap and guaranteeing stable, ubiquitous technology, are decisively addressed, the national drive toward a fully cashless environment risks creating financial exclusion and instability rather than the promised efficiency.
In a cashless system, that means every single dollar we own would have been at the bank. So if the bank decides to close, you get joke. Or if nobody in there decide to rob the money, your words get joke. Because I don't worry about money I come with gun. Them man they can only take 2,000, 3,000. See man them I come with the pen and the paper and the typing. A billions, pantan. Anyway, now watch this. It's another moms. Now hear this. You have a situation where proves that the financial sector in terms of banks and such are not safe. So why we would want to put money there? So? Because 2 bricks get robbed. Furthermore, Zane, you ever realize that when you have like a good amount of money in a bank and you go there for draw it, them tell you say you can only draw a certain amount. And so you want people have money, power over your money. So you'll put all of 50 million in a bank and the bank tell you say you can only draw 5,000.
So a lot of you had some very strong reactions after I posted this video about Jamaica possibly going cashless, and most of you strongly disagreed. I heard all kinds of conspiracy theories about how is the government set up the beryllium people, set up the robbery to force the country to go cashless, and then some of you even accused me of being paid to say what I said. FYI, if I was paid, you would know it because I always disclose any sponsorship we receive, and no, that video was not sponsored and no one is paying me to promote any cashless agenda. I just genuinely believe that we're heading in this direction and there are many benefits to doing it, especially for business, especially for security reasons. And if you don't want to hear any more of this cashless agenda, you can stop watching this video right now because I'm about to give you some examples of how it works in other developing countries very similar to Jamaica. So while no country is fully cashless right now, several have been integrating digital payments into everyday transactions for years now, either through mobile money or central bank digital currency, CBDC. Mobile money simply refers to transactions done from a mobile device and a digital wallet. For example, in Jamaica, we have Link, and Paymaster just launched one called MyCash. Users can convert their physical cash to digital and use the wallet's app to make payments. Very similar to Apple Pay and Google Wallet. You all know the convenience of that if you live in the US. CBDC, on the other hand, stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. It's a digital-only version of a country's official currency, and it's issued and backed by that country's central bank. In Jamaica, we have JAM-DEX. The Bahamas has the Sand Dollar. Nigeria has the e-Naira, and China has the digital yuan. Now, China is actually the global leader when it comes to digital payments. In 2022, digital payments in China reportedly climbed to 3.5 trillion US dollars. One study said 64% of China's population, that's almost 1 billion people, did transactions digitally. And then Kenya and Ghana are also among the global leaders when it comes to using mobile payments. A 2020 study showed that transactions via mobile wallets and phones made up 87% of Kenya's GDP and 82% in Ghana. So that means almost 90% of business in Kenya is conducted digitally. And that includes major sectors like agriculture, health, retail, and wholesale in Kenya, all depending on mobile money, which they call the M-Pesa. And this is both urban and rural. The M-Pesa is actually available in 7 African countries: Kenya, Ghana, Tanzania, Lesotho, Mozambique, DR Congo, and Egypt. And over 1 million customers use it for everyday transactions like paying bills and receiving salaries. Roughly 314 billion USD goes through M-Pesa every year. And even a little closer to home in Haiti. After the earthquake in 2010, investors pumped a lot of money into developing mobile money in Haiti. Digicel actually has an app called MonCash that allows Haitians to do transactions without physical cash. They can also receive international transactions, so loved ones can send money to their family back home. So the idea of Jamaica and the world eventually becoming entirely cashless is not far-fetched. But when we did a poll on this question, 62% of you guys said Jamaica is not ready to be cashless. And I agree with you, we're definitely not ready right now. It will take a lot of incentives for there to be mass adoption of cashless strategies, since a lot of you are very skeptical about it overall. It would also take significant investment from the government and the private sector. Laws would need to be updated. Infrastructure would have to be more reliable. Public education would have to be massive. And even so, I think that there will still always be a need for cash in cases of emergency. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. You can click the link in my bio and choose newsletter to get money news like this straight to your inbox. Let's get this money.
Yes, my people. I hear this saying going around that Jamaica wants to go cashless. So no paper money not supposed to be in Jamaica. Mr. Andrew Wellness, it is not a bad plan, it is not a bad idea, and it can work, but it is not time for Jamaica to go cashless as yet. Jamaica is far from going cashless, Mr. Andrew Wellness. The idea is not a bad idea, and eventually most countries will have to. Think about it, Mr. Andrew Wellness. All of the first world countries are not yet cashless because everything is not in place to facilitate a country going cashless. First and foremost, we can look on Jamaica. We don't have good broadband system. No good connectivity as it relates to Wi-Fi and fiber and all these things. We have a lot of poor people in our rural areas and stuff like that, who now go, them a go find it harder to manage them kind of system there. You have older people in Jamaica who don't know nothing about a normal phone that them have already. Never mind the new system and the new technologies them. What about Jamaica where so deep in a poverty? You know some people beg a Jamaica for a living. What them a go do? Come to me and beg me a money and come with a scanner or a this or that and say send it to it. It not go work. Mr. Andrew Wellness, the time is not now. The time is not right to go cashless. It can work somewhere in the future, but not yet. Allow other countries to do that test run and continue. There are countries trying it, you know. You understand me I say? But America not gone there yet, Canada not gone there yet, and the UK not gone there yet. While little Jamaica can't want go there. Some place never have good light and water. You haven't reached that far. The span hasn't been expanded that much with connectivity, which is going to need. You're going to need good broadband connection right across the globe in Jamaica in order to go cashless. What about the little man them on the roadside will just run out and I'll reap something off of them farm and go sell it, and because of straight cash they can make a money? Or it will work for them? There is a lot of disadvantages, Mr. Andrew Wellness, so you need to look on. The idea is a good idea and will eventually get there. But Mr. Andrew Wellness, the time is not right. What is the rush? Give it time, Mr. Andrew Wellness. We're not ready for cashless.